Welcome back, Natural Beauties, to another episode of Naturally Us Podcast, where we talk about transitions into adulthood. I'm your host, Nyla.
I'm your host, Gabby.
And we are joined by...
Blake.
Thank you for being here. Blake. So I like to start off with a quote. So I only have one. Just kind of tell me what you think about it, if it pertains to you and all that. Okay, so this one says, once you become a certain age, it is your responsibility to unlearn behaviors that hinder your growth as a person.
That is true, because you can't always blame it on, that's how I grew up.
Say the last part of that. Oh, something.
No, you're okay.
Once you become a certain age, it is your responsibility to unlearn behaviors that hinder your growth as a person.
I believe that's true, but I don't think it's a certain age. I think you always have to live by that.
Okay, yeah.
Responsibility will always be yours.
Yeah, I agree. Have you guys had to, unlearn anything?
I'm trying to think.
Can you think of anything that you've had to unlearn?
Yeah, I can think of a lot.
Okay, give us a few.
I would say my lifestyle from when I used to live in Detroit. I picked up some bad traits there. Stopped skipping school.
Oh, okay. I was like what? Were you
you was skipping school?
Yeah, I was skipping school in high school.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, I got in a lot of fights in Detroit. So there's just things, you gotta learn to stop doing, over time. Stop making excuses for yourself. That's one thing I think a lot of people have to learn. As kids, when we do something wrong, we try to go to our parents and we're like, well, I did this because... It's never, but now we have to say, I did this and I'm sorry. There's a difference between the age gaps.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe it is the age. But I just feel like responsibility is.
I feel like as you get older, though, you mature. So then you start to realize
yeah.
oh, I can't be doing the same kind of things.
I don't think it's before. Like 18 years old, I need to do this. But it's like kind of progression. Like when you get older and realize all those things, then that's when you kind of realize that you need to unlearn these behaviors.
Now we're going into our next segment of Would You Rather. And I have a couple of would you rather's for you guys. Now, would you rather live one life that lasts 1,000 years or live 10 lives that last 100 years each? So 1 life, 1,000 years, or 10 lives, 100 years.
Do you get to take what you learned from your last life into your next life in the 10 years?
That's a good question.
Because if not, it's the same thing.
For the sake of it, you should tell us. Can we or not?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
I know what I'm going to pick.
I do too. I want to hear Blake's answer first.
And then, wait, I got one more question. If we lived 1,000 years, do we age?
Right.
Do you age? Yes.
So I'm 1,000-year-old with white beard and everything else?
I'm thinking, okay. Okay, Blake, go ahead and answer.
I mean, it's a tough one because I don't want to be 3 years old having 93-year-old wisdom from my past life. But I don't want to be old either. I don't want to be 1,000 years old.
I know, that's the thing. I don't want to be 1,000 years old.
I think I would have to pick the 100, the 10.
Lives.
I mean, still 1,000 years when you put it together, but...
I feel like if you can take your knowledge from the past lives and move it on, then that makes the 100 lives easier because, it's crazy because recently I've been thinking, dang, if I could go back to high school, my mindset I have now, I would be a genius.
Girl, I think about that all the time.
Or I would be so good athletic-wise. I don't know why I gained all my athletic abilities after I graduated high school.
No.
But your body would stay the same. Your mind wouldn't.
I mean, that's fine. I was smaller anyway.
Oh, my gosh.
But, yeah, the 1,000 lives, especially if you have to age, you about to walk around with brittle bones.
At that point,
you take
just
a step,
me.
your bones going,
yeah.
I mean, it's about 112 people usually start falling apart.
Well, you said what?
I said usually it's about 112 that people, the body usually starts falling apart. Because what's the oldest that someone's lived, I think, recent in this time.
I'm about to Google it.
It's just the things I have to think about. Because, honestly, if I could stay young, let's say those 1,000 years. Let's say by year 500, I look 35. Then I would pick the 1,000 years.
That would be nice.
Right.
He died in 1997. He was 122 years and 164 days.
But look at what he looked like.
I know.
That's not it. I'm sorry.
That's not it.
Oh,
Gabby.
sorry, but I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Okay, so we agree
10
on 100.
lives.
Yeah, the 10 lives. Okay, so my would you rather. Would you rather never be stuck in traffic again or never get another cold?
Never get another cold.
Yeah. I just do never get cold because I never get stuck in traffic.
Really?
Yeah, I just speed.
I hate traffic so
How
much.
you never got stuck in traffic going to Detroit?
Yeah, no. I know the side roads well enough, so
Oh,
I'll
I
hop.
don't
I'll
think
hop
so.
in the country real
Okay,
fast.
I was
Yeah.
about to say no. I just
don't
ride
ever,
the.
yeah.
I'm good swerving through traffic, but like I hate traffic. I think I would pick traffic only because I know how to get over codes quick, and sometimes they be taking me out, but other times I'll be fine.
No, I can't stand having a stuffy nose, a sore throat, a headache.
Mucus, I hate it too, but like I think I don't know. I think I would pick
I think
traffic.
it depends on the city you are in and the car you have.
But if it's any city ever, go to California, no traffic.
never-
No, listen,
Really?
we went to California. We were going, I think,
LA?
2 miles. Yes, 2 miles. Dropping Jeff and his brothers off at the game. 2 miles, 30 minutes.
Oh, I thought you said there was any
Ridiculous.
traffic.
No, there was traffic.
Go to Atlanta. That's Atlanta traffic right there.
Okay, Atlantic traffic. We just came from there. It's not too bad if you have express lane pass, but if you don't have express lane pass, it's irritating. So like, if you could have no traffic forever, everywhere, like I can go anywhere. I'd be like, if you get in the ride with me, if you get
Then
in
you
the
don't
car
have
with
to
me, you'll
like
never
leave
have
your house
traffic.
30 minutes earlier and stuff.
Right? And even if you do leave it 30 minutes early, you get there early rather than risking being late.
True.
But I don't mind staying in my car listening to music either.
I
True.
hate it. It bugs me. Like, why are we going so slow? And who's starting it? That's the other thing.
And then when you get up to where the traffic is, it's because
It's
people
not-
being nosy, either watching somebody being nosy watching an accident, or
And then you drive by being nosy.
right, or somebody just like driving real slow in the fast lane. Like, why are you doing this?
Like, you holding everybody up for no reason.
Irritating.
No, I'll make sure I never be nosy when I pass a car accident from now on.
I'm always nosy in the passenger seat.
Me too. Breaking my neck to look.
I know, like, what happened? One time there was a car that was on fire, and I was a nosy driver that time.
And you was holding up the traffic.
I wasn't holding up traffic because I was a fast nosy driver. I went like 20 miles per hour because the traffic itself was maybe 30, and I just slowed it down to 20, and then I went faster.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm not gonna do that. Now I have another would you rather. Okay, would you rather experience the world beginning or ending?
Whew.
Do I go back in time or like I
Yeah,
get
you go back in
experience
time.
it? So
Yeah,
I
you
would
get
go
to-
back or go forward in time.
Yeah.
Whatever. I already know how the world started.
Me too. But you can't think about it that way. So would you rather experience it beginning? You know how it's gonna end as well. Or would you rather experience it?
I feel like if I went back and I couldn't change anything, I'd just be mad. So I probably want to go forward and know how things are going to end so I can prep for it.
You said so you can prep for it?
Yeah, prep for it. Or just see how things will turn out so that way I know, like,
But
you know.
what if you don't live to the end of the world? Like, what if
I'm
you
not
just
saying
die
I'm
naturally?
going. I'm not saying I'm going to live
You
to the
would
end of
prep
the
the
world.
world.
But no, I'm not even prep. But like, so let's say I get to the end of the world and it's Terminator, whatever. So I just know I can't be trusting computers like that in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Teach that to my grandkids.
I think I would. I don't think I care how the world ends because I don't think I'll live to see that, God willing. So I think I would actually really want to go back and just kind of see how God created the earth.
That's how I would.
Yeah.
I want to see.
And I want to see what the people look like. Like, are you black?
What was y'all wearing for real? Because we have our theory.
Yeah. And how many
What?
people, like, I know it was Adam and Eve, but, like, he had to have created more people, right? Because
Eventually, yeah.
if
He
we're,
did
because
eventually.
by the time
After
Adam and Eve had their kids, there were more people that were, like, shunning Cain and Abel, or Cain, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So he had to create more people, right?
No, he had to.
Okay.
I think they mentioned, didn't he create people out of rocks? It was something.
I didn't know that.
I might be wrong. I might be
Let me go
wrong.
back and read
I
my
gotta go
Bible.
back.
Right? Don't quote me, y'all.
Okay, this is my last one. Would you rather travel the world for a year, all expenses paid, or have $40,000 to spend on whatever you want?
All expenses paid. 40,000.
Right now, like I don't
Right
get,
now.
I don't get to save some money before I go.
Nope, right now. But you get to travel the world for 1 year, all expenses paid. Or you can
What's
just,
an expense?
I mean, lodging,
yeah.
food, excursions,
Things I want to buy on the trip.
all
of
expenses
it.
paid.
Well, I'll be taking that trip. I'll be spending $1 billion on my trip.
Or $40,000 could go towards your business.
Well,
Go
I could
towards
go
a
to
house.
the UK and buy a camera there since all my expenses are
Yeah,
paid.
okay, that's a good one. Okay, I'm gonna do it that way. I didn't think about it that way.
But you will be buying material things. Like, you can't, like, for example, if you want a house, you've really been building up for a house or for a car, you can't do that while on vacation. Like,
But I would buy
You
everything
can't
on
buy a
the
house
trip
before
And then you
dinner.
just take
and
it
then
home.
sell it. So let's say I want to buy one camera, I buy 5, come back, so each one, you know, because they don't make the same cameras here. You know, my business is more of around the world type of thing anyway, so it would work better for me.
Must be nice.
Right. That is nice. Okay. All right, so before we get into our topic, we're going to segue over to Gabby's segment.
You know, I love a good spotlight moment. So, do you guys have any spotlights that happened this week?
You say a spotlight.
Like a high?
Oh, my brother's wedding. My brother got married. That was really nice.
Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, so the one that was a red wedding, but
Yes, the black and red
you
wedding.
know
That was
what?
my brother.
What?
I was a little mad I didn't get invited. No, I don't know none of y'all, but I was like, I knew everybody that was there. I was like, that looked like a really good time.
It was so lit.
It was
And
so
then, like, the
nice.
actual ceremony itself was like, they had dancers, they had spoken word, we sang at the wedding.
Y'all
like,
sounded so freaking good.
thank you. I can't wait to hear the video. I mean, I caught it on camera. But
I wanted to
wanna
record, but I was like, no, let me just be in the moment and just listen.
I had Jeff record because I was like, I need to work back on this. But yes, it was so nice. And the thing I like about it is that it was kind of a surprise for the family. Like, he told us bits and pieces, but when everything came together, it was
so y'all
all
didn't know a lot of things that was happening.
Yeah, it was really nice. And then it was just a good time. And just spending time with family yesterday for Thanksgiving and also during the wedding was really, really nice. Like, I haven't seen my family since probably Keita and Andre's third wedding
Was that like last year?
last October.
Dang. Yeah, that was mine. The wedding and Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think mine might be Thanksgiving, but I'm actually working on making a fundraiser happen and just having an opportunity to work on it.
That's exciting.
It
yeah,
is.
it's really nice.
Is it for the community?
It's for kids, actually.
Kids.
It's kids. It's going to involve Christmas and kids, and it's also going to involve the community's help, and we'll also be able to give back to the community for doing it.
That's good.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I need to start on mine. I always talk about it. But
I know. I was about to ask, but I was like, let me not talk about it on camera because she might not want to share yet. Okay. So,
Sorry.
that's really nice. We all have nice little
Some good
spotlight
highs,
moments.
yeah.
So let's move along to our, conversation. So tell us about who Blake is, where you come from, like what were your experiences after high school? How did you get into the business you're in now? Like, take us through your life.
Oh wow, my whole life story.
Yeah.
Okay. From Atlanta.
I don't know why I didn't know that.
Georgia.
I just from Detroit.
No.
I usually don't. I moved to Detroit when I was about 8 or 9. And then every summer before that, I'd be in Detroit or Farmington Hills. I moved to Detroit till I was about 13, 14. And I moved here.
Bro, I didn't know you were that age when y'all moved here.
Like I literally
Y'all
came.
was just freshly from Detroit.
Yep, freshly been here for maybe 3 months before you and I met, and then after that, I went to Waverly High School. I ran into some issues there. Got put into an accelerated program at LCC.
In high school?
Yeah, in high school. It was an accelerated program. Ran into some racial issues there.
Dang.
At Waverly?
At LCC.
LCC.
LCC. And they gave me the choice of redoing a year or dropping out.
They gave you the option to drop out.
Like they basically told me like it was one or the other. Like you couldn't.
Yeah, you had
They
to
wasn't
redo
gonna.
your
They wasn't
order.
gonna bend the rules for me. I was like, okay, and I was like, well, peace out. Did online school while I was creating my business. Got a little lax on my business and went to working 3 jobs. Got into a couple car accidents. Went back to working 3 jobs. Got into another car accident.
Remind me never to get in a car with you. No. Wait, how?
One, it wasn't my fault. I was a piece of delivery driver and I got hit.
Oh, dang.
And then the other one, that one, it wasn't exactly my fault, but I was working 3 jobs, a night, day, and afternoon. I was driving from one job that was in Fowlerville to my day job.
I remember that.
Yep, and I wasn't asleep. I remember seeing it all, and my body just wasn't moving fast enough. And I skidded up against the 18-wheeler, and my car just went. It didn't flip, but it just slid across the highway into a ditch. I ran through it. It was like a bush, little brush tore up the brush. The wheel came off my car. I didn't have an airbag. Yeah, that was the second. See, I might get in car accidents, but you'll always survive my car accidents.
That's good.
You'll always survive.
I've walked away from every single car accident. Never had to go to the hospital for it.
What? Really?
Yeah.
What about your cars? They didn't survive.
My last car accident, it didn't survive at all. The wheel came off. I mean, it was done.
I've never been in a serious car accident, so I don't know what I would do if that was happening.
Have you been in a car accident?
A little fender bender, but it was their fault.
That's not a car accident. That's a
I
tap.
said a fender bender.
I know, that's a little tap.
Yeah, a fender bender, not a car accident.
I've been in a spin out and somebody bumped the back of my mom's car when I was in it. That hurt my back. It was a hard bump. And then I ran into the garage in the wintertime when we did, me and Church were arguing.
Oh, I remember y'all told me.
And it was black ice, and I ran into the garage. So that was my actual car accident, was my fault. And then I had a spin out on my way back from Detroit. It was like 2 in the morning, and I faced oncoming traffic. That was the scariest moment of my life. I had driving anxiety for the
What did you
longest.
do to turn? Did you just hurry
My
up?
car, no, like, when I tell you it was all God, like, I literally saw my life flash through my eyes. I was so scared. They told me, do not try to steer the wheel when you're, like, in ice. So I literally let God take the wheel.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, I thought I was going to die. Because, like, you know the little boulders
Mm-hmm.
when you're driving? My car literally did this. Like, it was God. Like, I was driving this way, black ice, boom, turn, facing oncoming traffic. All the cars were stopped.
That's crazy.
And then my car just shut off. So I just restarted it and then started driving. I was going 20 miles per hour on that road. I was so scared. And I was calling Jeff, bawling, crying. Because this is when we just got together. I was visiting his family for, like, it was like the day or a few days after Christmas. Oh my gosh. Terrifying. Yeah. But I've never really gotten into, like, a life-threatening, like, car accident where I've been injured. But just scary,
Thank
scary
God.
moments. Yeah.
For all of us.
Yeah, no, that's really. Yeah, it's really easy to get really injured. I mean, I did both of my car accidents, though I did have a lot of scratches and bruises. And then, but I think I just it runs in my family. My dad got into a car accident. Well,
Car accidents running in your family?
no.
Oh,
That's what I said,
being able to walk away.
Okay.
His car rolled like 5 times. Like, he got up and just went home, took a nap for 5 hours, and
It was good.
went to work the next
That's
day.
scary. I don't think you should
I would not
take
be
a
going
nap
to work,
after.
yeah.
I don't think you should take a nap after a car accident.
Why?
You probably
Like
shouldn't.
You
concussion
can
or
get a
something.
concussion.
Yeah,
Like,
you probably-
might not wake up.
You probably
Yeah.
shouldn't. You probably shouldn't. But
Well, thank God his hands were on him. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
For real.
no, it definitely was. Oh, my last story. And
He's talking about,
after that, quit my 3. I got sick for a long time, about a month, and all my jobs fired me. And
They got fired you while you were sick? You couldn't take sick leave?
I was gone for 30 days. So after 30 days, and they were not really caring. I worked a car job and 2 factory jobs. So they let me go, and I had like $50 in my account, and I had
How
a
old
camera.
were you at this time?
I was 21 now. Yeah, I was 21.
Wow.
I just turned 21.
yeah, $50 in the camera.
$50, a camera, and I didn't want to live on the street. Didn't want to live on the street and didn't want to be broke. So I literally got my first job by going to a party with my last $50. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. And then from there, now I'm a respected businessman, photographer, and I try to help other business owners.
Yep.
I
so
do things
him
for the
up.
community.
Right. Oh, by the way, Blake did our photo shoot, guys,
yeah.
for our launch of Naturally Us. So shout out to him. He's a very talented photographer. Do you do videography or just photography?
I do a little bit of videography. Most of the time, I don't have the opportunity to do it for work. I have a second
I
shooter.
told you I wanted you to do one for me.
I know, we still gotta set that up.
I know.
You see, you talking to me? I've not forgotten. But I have a videographer that when I do photo shoots, he'll do the video for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's usually how that goes and everything else.
Do you like because I know for my wedding, I had my videographer. She said if you use this photographer, you get like a little discount. Do you do that where it's like if you guys pair together that
Hmm.
give a little discount?
We have actually a package together.
Nice.
We partnered, and actually he will be my because plan on having at least, I'm hoping to have at least 3 to 6 people helping me with this fundraiser, and he will be my
Like a co-host,
Yeah.
co-partner.
co-partner. Yeah.
So what made you get into photography?
I started at your church. Yeah, I started at your church when I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Started doing media, which is why I know a little bit about audio. and
With Aunt, right?
yeah, with the aunt. Then he left. I took over. Then Matt helped me out a little bit, and I got my first camera when I was 18. I've had 5 cameras now.
Hey. It's an upgrade, I'm assuming.
Yes, actually.
Do you still have your first one?
Yep, still do.
Do you still use it?
No. No, you're not.
Just for
It is
the
on my
vault.
shelf. Yeah, it's on the shelf, and it will stay on the shelf. I got that camera basically for 10% of the price it was.
Oh,
Another
nice.
photographer, his daughter had cancer, and I was in the hospital at the time, and he saw my work that I was doing with the hospital camera, and yeah, he sold it to me, real
Oh, that was
cheap.
nice.
Yeah, real cheap. He was like, I feel like you could do something with it.
So did you go to college at all or consider that route?
After LCC, I was in this program. I'm diagnosed with sickle cell, so that's why I keep mentioning that I'm sick a lot. But I was in the hospital a lot. So when I was at Waverly High School, missed a lot of school. Teachers did not keep up with my work, and I was failing. So one of the teachers noticed that I was pretty smart when I actually did come to school, and they was like, "Well, there's a program for kids who struggle with school, but they get college credits." They put me in this program. Everything was going really well. They worked out with me. I worked out with them. Then I met this one professor who did not like me.
Is he racist?
She was racist.
She.
She wasn't so much racist. She just seemed to have a bad bone to pick with me. Everyone said that she might have been racist. I try not to believe that people are racist, but she did some things, and one thing led to the other. LCC protected her. We basically had to get legal about it, and at the end of it all, she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I understand." I had a week left, and she wanted me to catch up on some semesters worth of work that she did not let me have access to, and that's why it was either you do all this work in a week and take
That's
it all
so
over
bad.
again, or you kind of drop out the program and get your degree, your diploma elsewhere.
Wow. So did you ever get your diploma?
I got my diploma, yeah.
That's good.
I got my diploma, and ever since then, I've wanted to kind of go back to school, but being in business and realizing things, you just kind of realize, like, it's really nice to have, it's really nice to want, but unless someone's going to pay it for you, what's the point?
Ain't no reason to go back.
Right. Have you ever thought of scholarships though, or?
I thought about it, and again, I might one day, but right now, like, I have an opportunity to make 6 figures working for myself.
Yeah.
But what could school can't say, they could do the same.
It could just show you more, I guess. I
No.
don't know.
I mean, it can, but tell me something that I can't learn. Tell me something I can learn from school that I can't learn by myself.
I mean, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know, cause I don't think school. So you're saying like you don't think school is necessary, or at least not for you.
I think knowledge is necessary. School, Americanized school, no. Now, if I was across seas and they said, "Oh, you can come to school," I'd be like, absolutely. They teach you hands-on. They teach you in your field. They teach you what you need to know. They don't waste your time or waste your money. Here in America, how many classes did you take that you don't even use today?
Oh, no I'm playing.
Well, I changed my whole route, so none.
And you usually, right? And usually you end up changing your career at least 2-3 times in at least 40 years.
And they teach you
Right.
when you're on the job.
I was like, they make me no money. You know what? Like, my business, I remember when I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn, but I didn't want to go to school. I found someone, they taught me, and I made money. They don't do that at school. I had no experience.
So you'd rather find like a mentor?
I think
teach you.
mentorship are, I feel like there are things like, being a doctor, you probably need to go to school and learn how to do that, read the books. But I was like, again, the books they read, you can buy them online. Really, tell me one thing in American high school that I can learn that I can't learn by myself. For a lot cheaper.
I don't have the answer, but I'm sure there is something. But like, I get what you're saying. There are also trade schools and stuff like that where it's like you learn a specific skill set, like culinary school or whatever, and then like construction or whatever. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, I know a lot of people don't necessarily need school to do what they want to do in life, but maybe there are things that school can show you, or just like maybe the business side, not even like the skill set side.
Yeah, as I said, I'm not. I want to stress this because I don't want anyone to watch this and actually think I'm saying don't go to school. I think school can be very good for some, but in my business, I've had the opportunity to meet people who teach classes, who are actually the heads of schools like UFM, MSU, and out their own mouths they said things. I was like, can you say that as the owner or the director of this school? And just kind of like made me realize, like, trade schools are great, this school is great, but schools are really a business. Like MSU, they are actually more focused on their sports industry and than their students. At UFM, they focus more on their doctors and their sports than their actual students. Like, I know where that money goes.
Because you went to
No,
MSU.
I don't know for a fact. Like, I would say certain programs like are good. Like, I know that MSU has really good business programs.
No, I'm not saying they don't have good business programs. I'm letting you know that their money, let's say
they
fund a lot more
yeah.
this way. I was like, why is $300,000 going to students or towards business, and $700,000 is going to the football field?
Team.
Literally, like, we just redid, like, if they redid the stadium, or I get what you're saying.
UFM
like,
is building I think they said it's like a $3-4 million screen
for what?
for the big house
Oh,
because it needs to be redone.
okay. That's a lot of money. Like, if the one you have is functional, like,
Right.
have that money go towards academics.
And then kids who are really intelligent but can't pay for school and struggling to get a scholarship, and you telling me you put in $4 million towards a screen?
Yeah.
Something.
Like, something ain't adding up.
Something
Or
ain't adding up.
you're not spending. Or they're not even spending $4 million towards making it better for people who can't see, who want to know about football. There's people falling through the cracks when you do stuff like that. And I'm, as being one of them, as I said, school can be great. There's good programs, but
Yeah.
even those programs, I can find people who went through those programs,
That can just
show me
give
everything.
you the Spark Notes version
From-
of the program.
And some for free, some for.
Less money than it would be to go to school.
I'm a photographer, and it's funny because a lot of my clients have been like, yeah, you do better work than so and so. I was like, no, they're just creative in a different area. I was like, yeah, but they went to school, paid money, and people aren't gonna pay you for it, and school's not gonna reimburse you for it.
Yeah. Do you feel that in your field, people with those credentials get more money than you or have more respect?
But how would
they
we
got
know
degrees?
who went to school and who didn't?
Some people put that stuff on their business
They
cards
do.
or on
They
their
put on their
websites.
walls.
See, that wouldn't matter to me.
I
As
don't
long
think
as your
it-
work is good
Yeah,
in my eyes.
it wouldn't matter to me personally, like when it comes to like photography or videography, because your work is your work and we're seeing your work. But like, have you experienced that?
Yeah. This is why, and this is why I said that school is great, I really do. But I say Americanized. America, and hopefully, President don't come after me for this. But there's a lot of shady stuff that goes on, and not only the schooling industry, but business industry, and then you start to realize a lot of things are political. Um, so for example, like money goes where money has been spent. So, for example, you went to school for business, right? But you want to do fashion. How many people who went to school for fashion can get a job before you can? And they're not even that good at it.
100 times
Right.
more.
Man, you got good eye for fashion. You put a lot more work into it than they did. You're probably more hands on.
Yeah.
They're either, of a different complexion, or they have some kind of piece of paper with usually, I'm gonna say, a white man's writing on it. And that's what gets them in. And that's why I was like, yeah, you're basically not going to school to, get. It's not gonna be something that you're gonna use your whole life unless you stay in one industry for your whole life. But then that's a trap. So, I mean, you're really paying just for someone to sign off a piece of paper that you can put on your wall, and hopefully people
Got me beat.
No, literally.
like doctors. I would say doctors, nurses, people in the medical field. I was like, you have to go to school to be a teacher, and you don't even make enough. So,
Yeah, they can come up with that. Wait, what
I
happened?
was
To
like,
be my team.
we're in Lansing right now. It's like, I look around, I'm like, a lot of the people who actually do good for the community, who are struggling, but they actually do good work, or they do good services, they didn't go to school. Or didn't go to school for what they're doing now. And I'm like, people are spending a lot of money on people are for this. I was like, no, you're here with them.
I wonder what the statistics are of those that went to school and are actually doing something in that same field versus who all switched shortly after. Like, what are the stats that what you go to school for is what you eventually is your profession?
I want to know the stats for people who go to school for something and end up hating doing it because of school.
I think, honestly, with me, like, I was just thinking about this on the drive here. Like, if COVID hadn't happened, I probably would still be down the path of being a doctor.
Really?
Yeah, I really think COVID just, like, changed my mindset so much just when it comes to wanting multiple streams of income, like, not wanting to work for anybody else. Just those experiences of just wanting to be just financially independent, of, like, not having to ask somebody to go on vacation, ask somebody if I could stay home because I need a mental day, like, stuff like that. And I think a lot has changed since COVID. Like, I wonder if, like, the stats would be different pre-COVID versus post-COVID.
That would be a good thing to look into. Just to see.
Yeah. I want some engagement here, guys. So, like, if you guys went to school for a certain thing and are you working in that field, comment down below and then let us know if you are still in the field that you went to school for. I just want to kind of see what
I feel like I am
listeners are.
technically still in the business side of things.
Well, you always gonna be in the business side of things.
True.
I mean, as long as you do your own taxes, that's the business almost.
I mean, as far as working for somebody.
So, what did business teach you? Like, did it show you, like, how to run a business? Or, like, what did it show you? Is that, like, an entrepreneur type of major? Or no, not that type?
No. For me, my school wanted us to be corporate America. So, they just taught us everything. I didn't have any entrepreneurship type classes, I'll say. So, just business management, business ethics, business calculus, accounting, just all the behind the scenes of when it comes to running a business and working for a business. So that's what my school taught us.
So how much of it you learned in school has helped you be independent, not work for the man, help yourself strive for your own business, and do what you want to do?
So how has my school helped me do all that stuff?
Or how much of school has done that for you?
I mean, school definitely did make me realize I didn't want to work for corporate America.
Okay.
For a fact, like, I was ready to go. She's like, "Do you want to do a 5-year program?" No, girl, I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
But as far as like the classes I took, maybe accounting, maybe accounting helped. I can't think of all the classes I took, but it probably helped some way, in some kind of form. I know that for a fact, because you need, a business plan, for example.
Right.
We were taught all that, so of course I knew I needed a business plan and all that, and the funds of where that's going to go and where that's going to come from. But some of that did help me establish what I wanted to do in my business, I'll say. Because everybody doesn't know you need a business plan when it comes to creating a business.
You're absolutely right. Not everyone does. But that's something that you could be told. I mean, if you look up what do you need to start a business.
That's true, but you still didn't know. You had to look it up.
True.
But I knew that from
how much did you
going
pay
to
for
school.
that class?
Huh? Oh, too much. Too much.
That's
Google is free.
right.
YouTube. I know a lot of people that went to YouTube Academy. They're like, I learned so much stuff from YouTube, these tutorials. I think that's how YouTube started, tutorials.
I know I was using YouTube in college.
Yeah, no, I think all I'm trying to say is I know, because school can, but it's like a lot of what we do now, when you're trying to do something for yourself and be financially independent and work for yourself, your best friend's going to be YouTube, mentorship, and just hard work of study. Like, I just can't see, I see a lot of people who have wasted time or years on school, and then they get out and they're like, I'm 26 years old, and
I could have been better without that.
they could have been where they want to be by the time they got out of school. And then they have to wait another 6 years to get where they want to be, and now they're 32.
I mean, that's not bad still,
That's
though.
not bad, but I'm like, think if you could make 6 figures by the time you're 26, 24. Think about how much
Sounds
that would
lovely,
go.
but I'm 25.
Yeah.
Maybe 27, 28.
But then think about how much more you would have by the time you were 32. But you go to school, then you have to start off. You got loans you gotta pay. You got this you gotta pay off. You're usually struggling. Like, I mean, like, literally, this is, and it goes into the cultural thing too, because in other cultures, usually what they do is, in kids that want to start their own business, they stay home. They pay no rent, and they grind. Like, they grind after bringing a certain amount of money. I know a friend that does this, and he's rich. Like, he travels when he wants to, and he does nothing. And then some, they go to school, they come home, they still live at home, and then they work. They make enough money until they can pay off half of the house they want, and then they go out. Also, so for people who have color, like, I see a lot of people, they make school this big thing, and when they realize they can't get it, they just give up. I was like, no, just because you didn't go to school don't mean you can't be great, And I just feel like a lot of people are like, school. I was like, in America, that's how it is in America, but in other countries, they're make it.
Yeah.
You don't need school to make it. I mean, like, if you look at, as the saying goes, how many billionaires and millionaires actually went to school and do what they learned from school? Just look at the statistics. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well,
Just
I
a
need
thought.
to look.
I'm always going to be an advocate for school, though. Like, I understand that there are people that can make it, and I love that for people. Like, I wish that I was the type of person that could have fresh out of college, got a business and, like, well off 6-figure, 7-figure
Right.
freaking income, or even somebody that was fresh out of high school. But truth is, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, I mean, yes, I knew a route that I wanted to go, but I didn't know what I wanted to do fresh out of high school. I was still figuring it out. And it would be great. Like, I think college is good to expose you to certain things, like, that you didn't understand. But it isn't for everybody, and I'm very aware of that.
Knowledge is good, but school maybe not so much. Americanized school. If school could be different, then absolutely. Everyone should go to school, because everyone should gain knowledge.
What difference, though?
One, you shouldn't be broke by the end of it.
Agreed.
You shouldn't be broke for the end of it. it should really help you make it. You know, not that we're gonna put you in internships and then good luck. No, I mean, you should already have started what you wanted to do by the time you're done with school.
You think so?
I don't know, 'cause that was different for me. I really did not know. Besides, I didn't want to work corporate America. I mean, I know I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but as far as working or where I wanted to work, like, I had no idea.
Well, I'm not saying so much maybe corporate. What I'm trying to say is like, so with mechanic, when they go to school, they learn how to work on their car. They can do it themselves. By the time school is done, they can literally have their own shop.
I think that's good for certain things.
Right. No. So I'm saying, so for like a doctor, they would finish school. A teacher, they would finish school. All these things should finish school. For you, you didn't know what you wanted to do, but you knew what you didn't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say is, I did research when I was in school, about schooling in other countries and for women's rights. I had to write this like 12-page paper on it, and I actually had to interview some people. And in the Netherlands, by the time you're a sophomore in our age, over there, you're basically starting like a on-hand school. You're
high school or junior or college?
Like sophomore high school.
Okay.
They start opening up the worlds to things that you may want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You get to explore. You get to test things out. It's not breaking your bank account. You're finding out what you don't want to do. You're finding what you do want to do. By the time you're 22, you've mastered it. So that's why I said I think school should be done, because obviously there's things that people want to do that they need to know how to. I just feel like
it needs to be different.
Different here in America.
I like that. Because like I said, I'm a big advocate for school, but I'm also an advocate for like schools preparing you for the future.
Right.
Like in a previous podcast, I was talking about how I was in the medical program or whatever at MSU. I had a friend that was in the business program. I had a friend that was in the education program. Those programs set you up for success. Like with the business program, they have you like just do things that will really help you in the real life, real world. For the education program, they put you in these cohorts. They put you in schools. They have you shadow teachers. They get you your hands wet. You know, they get your hands dirty about what you're getting into.
Right.
The medical program, no. Class. They don't require medical. They don't require you to volunteer. They don't require clinical experience. Like, yes, they have classes, labs, but no, you're not doing clinical research. You're not like getting your feet dirty. They're not showing you what you are doing when you graduate.
Right.
So I think I agree with you. I think they definitely should restructure the way colleges are done. They should restructure the way that they prepare their students for the future, because I don't feel like they did that for me personally. Mm-hmm. And I know other people that have a different story because they were in different programs.
Right. So as a student, it's just really, I feel like the school can be done differently, especially certain programs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how has your photography been in Lansing? Like, is it growing? Like, what's new? Like, what's going on with that now? Since that's your main focus.
Trying to branch out of it, actually.
Of Lansing?
Yep, trying to branch out, and I'm trying to go more corporate. Certain areas have certain clientele, and they also have certain cultures, and let's just say Lansing has more of a culture of wanting you to do things a certain way, or to be a certain price, or to look a certain way.
What do you mean by that? By doing it a certain way?
No, they want the price to be a certain way. They don't.
Okay.
They want to
Nothing too high.
Nothing too high. They don't want you to blow up. Cause if you blow up here, they don't like to support.
Sad.
They do not want to support unless they get theirs. Not saying that all people are like that. There is a
Right.
community, as I said, that really is about helping people and being there for people and wanting Lansing to be great. But whenever I hear people say, "Oh, I'm gonna go out of Lansing because there's nothing to do here in Lansing,"
I saw your Facebook post on there. I was going to talk about that.
I just, I'm like, yeah, you're not, like, I hope the best for you. But I was like, You say you want something great, but you don't want to build it. You want to go where it's already at.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. 'Cause I was just thinking, like, because I have always been that person to say,
You want to leave?
there's nothing in Lansing. Like, that's why I moved to Detroit. But, like, there's even Detroit's a little bigger, but there's nothing in Lansing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, like, literally as you said, like, as you were saying that, it clicked to my mind, like, why not be the person to build it? Like, that was.
Like, a lot of people
Got
want
to be the one to create it.
Yeah.
right. A lot of people want to go from Atlanta, and they want to go to Detroit, or they want to go to Atlanta. I was like, I'm from both. They got great, but I was like, Lansing could be great. It's not that hard to buy a building. It's not that hard. I was like, you just don't seem to want to do it. You just want to enjoy it. You know?
Yeah.
And you made your connections here, so.
I made my connections. I see people. I mean, there's a lady I know. I will be selling her cakes and cookies at the Lansing Mall tomorrow. Please come out and buy some.
Wait, you say you will be selling?
Her cakes and cookies, just because I know that if she got the money to get her business up and running, she was big time in New York. Great changes. I mean, there's so many people here that actually want a change. I was like, but Lansing is community-based run, really. And when I say that, it means if you want money, you're not going to get it from the city.
Yeah.
You're going to get it from the people.
Right.
But the people want to go to other cities and spend it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Lansing's not going nowhere.
Because everybody wants to leave.
So it's really...
I know. And, like, it's crazy that he just opened my mind to, like, that. I never really thought about that until just now. Like, because that's why I left. And I think that's why my brother... I also do think Lansing is just too small for some people, too.
I call Lansing a small town.
It's
very small, but it can be made big.
Mm-hmm.
You think Detroit just... boom.
Detroit just has a lot of, like, neighboring cities that have communities, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so does Lansing. We have... Yeah, so does Lansing. There's... the way of there's money around Lansing. It's just where does it go? If you have, let's say, $300 and you could decide to go spend it in Detroit has $300 now. Lansing don't.
Yeah. Wow.
You can't say you want change if you don't start it. That's all.
I love it because it just like changed my whole perspective on that.
Mm-hmm.
And just something to think about. That's to answer your question. That was my thoughts of doing business within Lansing, and that's why I've not left yet. 'Cause I've had plenty of opportunities
to leave.
Yeah, there's actually a photographer in Atlanta. He's hitting me up all the time. He's like, "You should come out to Atlanta if you ever just want a place to stay at. Let me know."
Why haven't you done that yet?
Because I know if
for the weekend. That's it.
Because I know if I go,
You're not going to come back.
I'm not gonna come back. And I still have work to do here.
So when do you know that work is over?
I mean, God told me it's over. And there's still things I need to do for my own business that I can do here because there's not too many distractions.
That's a good point. Distractions.
Oh, wow. I love that. Well, let's segue into our Let's Get Deep. Those are really good questions. So, how many do you have?
I think I have like one.
Okay, I have two.
Maybe
so,
two.
I'll start with this one. What compliment do you like to hear the most, and why?
What compliment I like to hear the most?
I love being complimented.
I know you do. But, like, which one do you think means the most to you? Like, wow, you noticed this, or...
I don't like compliments.
You don't? Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't like to be complimented on your work? Like, wow, you're such a great photographer. There's no...
I
like these pictures.
But when people say that, I just capture what's there. Like with your guys' photo shoots, you guys just had that energy. I just captured. I was just doing God's work. That's what I like to hear. When people compliment on me working in my belief and I'm walking with God or doing what God's called me to do, and they're actually like, you know what, you really giving me something that helps me keep going. That's a compliment to me. I didn't mean to get too deep on you. Sorry. I should let you go first.
No, because I really don't know. I mean, I really don't know. besides like the basic type of things. We'll pass it to Nyla.
Let's not say your appearances. Let's say like
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to.
who you are as a person, like those type of compliments.
I feel like I don't know. Like kind of like what Blake said. Like I'm not sure if I'm proud of you is like a compliment or you're doing great things. Like you're doing this, you're doing that, and your personality. I mean.
But you like hearing those things?
I do. Yeah.
You're very kind.
Thank you.
Do you feel like those things like kind of push you forward and be like, okay, I feel like I'm kind of going down the right path?
Yeah. Because sometimes I feel like I'm not going down the right path, but when I hear those kinds of things,
It's like confirmation.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I like to hear, or I appreciate it whenever someone just tells me like, you're just a really good person. Like you're a really nice person. You really care about people. Because I do it. I don't do things to get recognition or to like be noticed. But like when somebody does notice it, it's really nice.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
I'm trying to think of another one. But no, I think that's it for me. What would you regret not fully doing, being or having in your life?
Wow, that's deep.
Sorry. What would you regret not fully doing, being or having in your life?
Okay. Doing, being, or having.
There's just one thing?
I mean, if you have multiple, you can say that.
I'll let you go first this time.
Oh, no, you go first. Yes. I need to think.
Okay.
Yeah, but you think too, because you always
I know.
don't have your answer.
Wow. It's funny because I stay up at night, and it's one of the things that I struggle with. I don't struggle with anxiety, but some people will call me anxious because one of my biggest fears is like I don't want to die and don't do what I was here to do, or change what I was supposed to change, or impact what I was supposed to impact. I will stay up until 3-4 o'clock in the morning, working as hard as I can.
You definitely do.
whether it's the gym, work, pictures, website, helping another business, texting somebody when they're depressed. I need to, even if it's just reading about it, like I was like, I can't, like I will not die. I don't care if I have to run myself down. I will get back up, and I will not die like this. I will not die feeling unsatisfied.
That would have to be for me as well. Not doing my passion, because I don't want to settle, and I'm not a settler, so I would regret not doing what I was supposed to do. Not fulfilling my passion. Nyla, do you have your answer?
No, I like you guys' answers, because I'm thinking of, because you said not doing, being, or having. Like, to answer each one, like, I would regret not having children, because that's something that I've always wanted to do. I would regret not being the best person that I feel like I can be, like living up to my potential, whatever, like that is, and being, doing, or having, like doing my passion, like yeah, just like you guys, like, but also figuring out what it is, like actually doing it, like the steps to do it is just so not clear to me right now that I just don't see that right now. It's just hard to see. It's hard to see the path when it's so blurry, but it's also scary because like I don't want to be where I am now for the rest of my life, because that's like,
don't lean on your own understanding.
I
know. don't lean. But that's a good. What do you regret having though? What would you regret not having? Not
having. I mean, kids is a good one, because I love kids. Regret not having. That is hard. I don't know. You have one?
I mean, like, I have like something small, but it's
what is it?
Just a 1967 Chevy Mustang.
You talking about a car?
Yeah, that's it.
I was definitely not even thinking material things.
I was trying not to, but it was like the first thing I was like, that's always been like a goal I saw one day on 1969. Sorry, I was like, I want that car. Like, when I have that car, my nice house, and everything else.
Regret not having a vacation home.
That's what you regret?
I always said I want to have a vacation home. on the beach?
I still feel like though those things go back to us saying we want to make it, and like our full potential. But yeah, I think besides that, I regret not having like my faith. Like I've learned to rely on that, and it's helped me get through so much. If I ever lost that, I think, yeah, I would regret those moments. Yeah.
I had a good question, didn't I?
Okay,
That
Gabby.
one.
Yes, you did. Okay, my last one. How do you handle difficult but necessary conversations?
You have them.
How do you handle them? Like, how do you approach them?
I write it out in my notes first. And I think about everything that I want to say. And I go to that first, and I'm like, okay, let's have a conversation. And then we'll have the conversation.
Is this someone I'm close to or someone I
Yeah.
don't care about?
No, someone that you're close to. 'Cause
I write everything in my notes.
People that you don't care about, you don't care about the conversation.
Like, is this someone like a close enemy or a close friend?
Yes.
Both. You saying yes to both answers?
Yes is the answer.
So if it's someone I respect and it's a tough conversation and I know they need to have it, I have it with them. Because whether you like it or not, this is supposed to help you grow. If it's something about like, oh, it might make them upset, then I might look, I have to tell you something. You might not like it, and I'm sorry. I have to have this conversation with you because you keep doing this and it's starting to hurt you. If you get upset, you can, but still know I'm doing this out of love and friendship. I have the conversation with them.
Do you guys go into conversations with an expectant outcome, or do you go in just like, well, the outcome's gonna be what it is?
Both, depending on what it is.
I mean, I usually lean more towards it is going to be what it is, but during a conversation, I can usually pick up on where it's going. Usually just looking at someone in the face, be like, okay, here we go. Like, you just know, like, this person's going to be a little upset after the end of this, but
I'm kind of like Gabby. Recently, I've been like taking time practicing those conversations with Jeff or even Gabby. This is what I want to say. Make sure you write everything down because I am not that person to bring up a conversation after it's been had. So if I miss out on saying something, I'm gonna
You're gonna have to just, yeah.
I'm gonna have to just let it go. But yeah, I have to like really think about it. I always think about what do I want the outcome. If it's a friendship, do I want this friendship to be over by the end of this conversation, or do I want to preserve the friendship? Okay, that it all, says how I approach the conversation. So I'm always gonna approach conversations with respect, though. I'm never gonna disrespect myself by stepping out my character. So, and I'm never gonna disrespect the person because obviously at one point I respected them enough to have this conversation with them. But I don't know. I feel like I've been having too many conversations recently. I just need to chill.
So I just need to
can
chill.
I answer your question then? So when you lose a friend, as you said, you sometimes will see whether you want that friend in your life or not. Do you... What does that look like, losing a friend?
I don't know. I don't lose friends. Because, okay, so my thing is my dad taught me to never burn bridges. So when I go into conversations, like I said, I always go in respectfully. I would let the outcome just be the outcome, but ultimately I would like never want to lose a friendship. And if I have gotten to a point where I don't feel like that friendship is necessary, I just let it naturally fade. Like I don't even feel the need to address it with a conversation, and that hasn't gotten to a point with me. I am at a weird place with one person, but we're gonna let time tell.
So you just let a bridge become longer. You won't burn it. You'll just let it build longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you never know, like,
Right.
in the future if you need that person, like, especially business-wise, like, they got something that you need, you can collaborate or whatever. But it's just, like, growing apart, like, naturally.
It naturally happens.
But still respecting one another. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm all out of questions.
Oh, I am too. Well, that just leads us to our last segment. So, Blake, is there any advice you would like to give our listeners?
Not last minute, I don't think. Don't ask last minute questions. No. Advice. Like from my in business industry.
And your experiences in life, like, just what is a piece of advice that you just want to share?
Piece of advice. Wow. I think my piece of advice would be to never run from your purpose and to learn from your mistakes, but don't hold them against yourself.
I like that.
Those are my 10 mistakes.
I like that.
Those would be mine.
Gabarina.
The way you looking at me. I say this all the time, guys, but be confident in everything that you do. That's my advice for today.
That's good advice. Okay, guys.
Hey, what's yours?
I'm trying to think, honestly. Why does it always happen to us? We ask the question, don't have an answer.
I know.
Good question. You should start asking yourselves.
I know. I need to start preparing, but I just never know where the conversation's gonna go.
I want it to be authentic.
Yeah, I just let me think. Piece of advice. Should I be repetitive or try to think of something new?
No, it's okay.
Yeah. But this isn't the conversation.
Give me something new.
Give you something new. Okay, like what's something new? Okay, I'll take it back to like the very beginning from the quote. Know when it is time to unlearn those things so you can just grow and be a better person.
Amen.
Amen. Okay. Well, Blake, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We want to remind our listeners that our inboxes are open, so make sure you email us, DM us, or any of those things with stories so we can, have listener write-ins when we come back from our break. But anyway, Blake, tell us what's next for you. Plug your social media, plug your photography company, all that.
Oh, well, I plug my business. You can find me at paradisoproductions.net. Instagram and Facebook is Paradiso Productions as well. And for the people who are getting spelled out wrong, it's Paradiso Productions.
I'm gonna tag you too, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Some people have put Peardiso.
Paradiso. And what's next for you?
I plan on having a fundraiser for. The name of it will be Toys for Photos. I'll be doing.
That's gonna be good.
I'll also be doing a giveaway. So actually, that will be dropping today. It'll be a little challenge. People can sing, comment, and they can win a free photo shoot for Christmas.
Oh, nice. I'll participate because I want a Christmas photo shoot.
All right.
That is so nice. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Nyla Gabby, on TikTok at Nyla Gabby, and on Twitter at Nyla Gabby7.
All right, my turn. _GVH4, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. SHOPGVFITNESS and THEE.GABBYV. It's gonna be. I'm gonna tag everything, y'all. So don't worry.
I got lost.
I know I got all these pages.
Got a lot. And then don't forget to follow us at the Naturally Us Podcast on Instagram and Naturally Us Pod on TikTok. And YouTube. Don't forget to check us out there
and subscribe to us.
Yeah, subscribe. Listener shout out goes to Blake. Thank you, Blake. He shares, he supports, so we appreciate you. And don't forget to be naturally and authentically you.
# we still here.
Right. # we still here. See you guys next time.
Oh, God.
Bye.